Okay, so in the last section we set up products and we also defined menu structures. Now we're going to actually begin to modify this website for a specific business purpose. Okay? Now, in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a website for an aquarium business. Now it's going to be based on a DIY, which is like do-it-yourself type stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start to pull in and we're going to start to design the actual website the way we want it to present itself. Okay, so that means we're going to get into some modifications for like CSS. We're going to create certain forms. We're going to do all kinds of different wonderful things. So what it allows us to do is make this website very specific to our purpose. Okay? So, anyways, one of the first things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be able to brand your website. So far, we have named this website as Business Website Demonstration. Well, clearly, that's not a business. Okay? This is just a demonstration. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to put things in that make sense, and we're going to make this thing look the way we want it to. Alright, so to begin with, you've got to brand your website. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into Customize, and I'm going to, when it pops up at the side menu, you're going to get an option over here that says Site Identity. Okay, so what I'm going to say is I'm going to go aquarium, do it yourself. Okay, because this is going to concentrate on how to do things for your home aquarium or business aquarium, for any type of aquarium, and how to do a lot of things on your own. Of course, we're also going to sell products on here, okay, which will be if you cannot actually build it yourself. There's, like, for instance, you can build things like aquariums and stuff yourself, but you really don't want to. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to say, okay, we're going to have the title as aquarium do it yourself, and then we're going to change the tagline to actually say aquarium home builds, learn aquarium home builds and tips. Okay, so that'll be the actual thing. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to publish this right now. So what's going to happen is that we are going to have this as the title for the website, and this is the tagline. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually replace this whole thing with a background and a logo. Okay, so I'm going to show you that in a couple of minutes, but we still need to finish off the actual branding here. Okay, so that'll be part of the brand, but we want to finish off the basics of the website, because as soon as we have the branding in place, the basic branding in place, there's nothing to stop us from actually letting Google index the site. And as a matter of fact, Google likes it when websites change. Okay, they don't like it when it changes very drastically, like the hierarchy completely changes and all that kind of stuff. But they do like it when you add content. So the sooner you can index your website, the better, because it likes to see things change. Even if you're building it, Google likes it. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with actually branding your website with the basic branding, getting a couple things in place, and then actually taking off that setting that we set up before to discourage websites from indexing. Okay, so one of the other things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back here. You're going to want to go down to the actual layout. You're going to want to go to the footer, and right here where it says copyright, okay, we're going to change that. We're going to, as you can see, there's a couple of handy little tags they got in here. So we're going to go copy, and we want it to always say the current year. So we're going to say current year, and then we're going to go aquarium, do it yourself. Okay, so you'll see that that's copyright 2019, aquarium, do it yourself. I think I'm just going to go like that. Okay, so I'm going to publish that now. So some basic branding has been put in place. Okay, now the other thing we want to do is define our categories. Okay, so how I actually generally do this is that a site like Amazon or eBay or something like that generally have a good amount of categories. Okay, so you can actually go over there and define your actual categories based on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Amazon, okay, and we're going to go to where it says department here. Okay, you can go to all departments, da 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 da. We're going to go to pet supplies, okay? And if we go over here, we can also see over in here by the categories, we can do it and stuff. So if we found pet supplies, okay, right here, home, garden, pets and tools, we click on that, okay? We go down and we find out what we're looking for in here, pet supplies. We'll go all pets, okay? Now, right here, we're going to do the aquarium stuff. So this is for products, don't forget. So we're going to go fish and aquatics. Now you can see all of the categories they've got. So let's go back to our website. And let's go into here. And this is what I do as a general rule, is under WooCommerce here with the products, you've got categories. Okay? So I will go into the categories and I will start adding them. And to begin with, so that I can start things off, I'll just do exactly what one of these say. So pumps and filters. Okay, pumps and filters. Let's put it in. So pumps and filters, that's what we want in there. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You don't have to put any thumbnails or anything like that. If you wanted to, you could go to here and you could right click on this and say save image as, and let's just go to our, let's go, we're just going to create a folder, okay, and we're just going to go 1 so that it always shows up. You can go in there and you can come back into here and you can say, okay, I want to upload an image. I'm going to upload it here. Let's go to 1, just right here, and upload that. Okay, and then we're going to use that image. So now we've got a thumbnail in there. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're uploading images, and you might as well be doing it now when it's good, okay? Because right from the beginning, if you do it right from the beginning, then you are going to actually save yourself a lot of work later on, okay? You need to take into consideration search engine optimization while you're doing this, okay? So if we clicked on this again and we went over to here, you're going to see when you uploaded the file, it just grabbed the default file name over here, and it didn't give it any alt text, okay? So what you want to do is do something like aquarium. It will obviously be applicable to your business model. Aquarium DIY pumps and filters. Okay, you want that in both the alt text and the title. So that will save you a lot of work later on, because when you go to SEO optimize your site, all images need to have alt text and titles. Okay, so now we're going to do that, and then we're going to say add the new category. So now we will have a category in here, as you can see, pumps and filters. So this one here, which is uncategorized, we're actually going to go into the products now, and we are going to edit this category, or edit this product, sorry, and we're going to assign it to a category. So you see up here, product categories, click off uncategorize and click on pumps and filters. So now, when you come back to your website, what you're going to see when you refresh it now, is you're going to see the product categories are pumps and filters, okay? And if you click on it, there it is. It's now been moved over to there. Now, one of the things you'll notice is that we still have uncategorized. We don't want that. What we actually want is we want the uncategorized category to be gone. Okay? So we're going to come into here and we can do a quick edit on it. Okay? And we're just going to change it to other. Okay? Because uncategorized just doesn't look that great, quite honestly. So it's just going to be other stuff that doesn't apply, okay? The other thing we are going to do, now if we flip back over to here and we see, refresh it now, you're going to see that it's going to say other. Now, you notice that it actually put the other above pumps and filters, okay? Not really what we want, is it? So to reorder the actual categories is actually really simple. WooCommerce has it built into it. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to take our mouse, we're going to grab this little caret over here, and we're just going to move it up. So now that's the actual order of the categories, okay? So if we go back to our website and refresh, we're going to see that it has now been changed. It's got other, it's got so on and so forth. Now, so as you noticed, when we went back over to the website, just simply reordering it in there did not work. Now the reason for this is because of the widget we installed over here. So let's go back. Let's go here to Appearance and let's go to Widgets. Okay? Now inside of here where it says Product Categories, if we click this little drop down arrow, it'll open up. And you'll notice that there's a number of options. One of them is Order By. Okay, so currently it's ordering by the name, but we actually want to order it by the category order. Okay, so we're going to save that. And if we go back and refresh our website now, what you're going to notice is that it says Pumps and Filters and Other. Now the other thing we can do here, because Other doesn't have anything in it any longer, so if we clicked on Other, it's going to be empty. Okay, there's nothing there, no products. Pumps and Filters does have one thing in it. So the other thing you can do is you can simply say hide the empty categories. So if we save that, what you're going to see is if we refresh the screen now, other is going to disappear. So if we add something to it, then it will reappear. So right now we have set up our categories on the right hand side. I will add in some more later on so it makes more sense and as we start talking about more things. So obviously a Raptor is not a pump and filter. Okay, so to get back to some of the other branding here. Okay, so let's go and finish off the branding here. We're going to, I've already created a logo for this website, so all we're going to do is we're going to go to Appearance and Customize. We're going to go into, if you remember, just a little bit ago we talked about the actual site identity. We're going to go into the site identity and we're going to click on Select Logo. Okay? We're going to go into here. You'll see I've already uploaded the image in here. So we're going to choose that image and we're just going to select it. Now I want the whole image because I created the actual logo for it. So I'm going to say, okay, fine, we're going to do that. And then we're going to actually skip the cropping of it. Sorry, we got a couple of interruptions for emails here. We're going to skip cropping, and it's going to come up and it's going to be a little large, okay? So inside of here, we can actually pick and choose the size of the logo I want. So I'm going to want it something around like that, okay? Now the other thing I'm going to want, and if you remember before, I said even though we're going to put this stuff in here and the tagline and stuff, we're not actually going to use it. So I'm going to hide those, okay? The reason we do that is for SEO, so that they actually show up and stuff. And we're just going to leave this as it is, so that we've actually got our logo in there and stuff, okay? Now the other thing that quite often that I like to do is I like to actually define a site icon as well. Okay, and it's a good idea to do. So we're going to click on this. We're going to say the same thing is going to be the site icon. Okay, only we're going to do it. We're going to stretch it out a little bit. If you notice, it's not going to quite fit. But what we actually want in there is we really want just the fish. Okay, because that's going to be our site icon. So we're going to move it over this way, and then you can see how it'll show up over there. So we're just going to say, okay, crop the image, okay, and it's going to create another image. It's going to crop it, and then it's going to actually let us use this as the actual site icon. So now we've got that in place, okay? So now that we've got both of them in place, we can simply say publish. And I'm going to show you one other thing I like to do, okay? So we've got our logo in place. I also like to turn around, and I like on the layout, and I go to the header. I'm going to minimize how this is actually working, because I like to have as much space on the screen as we can possibly have for people, okay, when they come, so they can see more stuff. So I will minimize that. And then another thing quite often I will do is I will go in and I will go to the background images. I will say to the header, and I will select another image. And let's grab this image here. Okay? We're going to take this image, and once again we're going to give it a tag and stuff. So we're going to call it aquarium DIY banner, header banner. Should always give them different names, because Google will index these things and you want them to come back. So we're going to say, okay, so that's the banner. So what you're going to see now is that it's going to appear inside of here, okay? And I don't want it to repeat, okay? And I want the size to actually fit if possible. So we're going to go 100% width, okay? So what you're going to see when you do that is that it's going to actually fit the image in there and stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually turn around, and I'm going to change the color of the navigation bar and the footer to actually match the whole theme here. So let's go back and let's go to our colors, okay? And we're going to go primary navigation. We're going to say the background, we're actually going to want it to be more like this. So let's go and find, there's a good one right there. It's there by default. So we're going to say that's the background for it, okay? And we're going to say that anything that is hovered over is going to be like that, and the selected one is going to be like that as well. So now we've got that. So now you can see that there's a separation in here as well. So you want to go back to your layout, okay? And you go to the primary navigation. You can see that it's got all the spacing and everything. That's all fine. You want to get into your header here, and where it says bottom, basically match it right up so that it comes as close as possible, okay? Because as long as you've got that, then you're going to be able to play around with things until it actually matches up. So chances are it's in the container. So content separator, you can see there's 2 EM. If we go like that, that's going to move it up. You can see there's a couple more movements there and stuff. There's separating space, so you can play around with things until you find out what actually removes this. For the sake of this demo, we're not going to bother with that. But anyways, let's go back now, and the last thing we're going to want to do is do the footer as well. So all we're going to do is we're going to go to colors, we're going to go to footer, we're going to say the background of the footer bar is going to be this. Okay? Simple as that. So now we're going to publish it. And when we go back to our website, we refresh it, it now looks like this. So we now have a website that's starting to look like it should. Okay, it's starting to look like it's been branded like an actual um, product website, and that's the end of this section. So, or this lesson. In the next lesson, we're going to do further optimizations. We're going to set it up a little bit further, and we're going to start adding in products. I'm going to start showing you how to easily pull product and information into your website that actually applies to the website. Okay? I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and I will talk to you in the next.